Hey everyone, welcome back to KDX Bricks Analytics. This is where we talk everything Lego investing and reselling. And in this video, I am going over the cheap sets that are expected to retire at the end of this year. I know that I say that I don't invest in them too often because it's so much work to turn them over, but I think there are a bunch of them that could do a quick $20 profit. So let's get into all these sets. And of course, at the end, I will show you my top three. Oh, and I meant to say I've seen some comments asking my opinion about the new Star Trek Enterprise set. I will go over it in a future news video along with Black Friday and early Black Friday dates that we're hearing about. But in general, I think the Enterprise build looks amazing. Of course, I'm going to have some opinions about the price and everything, so we'll go over that in a future video. First set on this less than $70 table is boarding the Tantive IV. Totally makes sense to me. A lot of buzz around it. 34 mentions total, 13 mentions in Q1, 12 more to 25 in Q2, and then 9 more in Q3, so up to 34 total. And then 2.1 and 2.0 enthusiasm score. If you are new to my channel, I watch all the other Lego investing and reselling videos, and I collect data based on what the presenters say about each set regarding investing. Each time they mention a set, I record it as a mention, and for each mention, I grade it an enthusiasm score of 1, 2, or 3, 3 being the best, 1 meaning that they are interested in the set, but maybe they still have questions about it, and then if they say they are not investing in it, I give it a 0. For this video, I wanted to show the quarterly trend on this data. So EQ1 is enthusiasm score Q1, MQ1 is mentions Q1, and of course EQ2, MQ2, and then Q3 right here. So back to our number one set. I love it. $55, 502 pieces, 7 minifigures. 2 of them are exclusive, including the 25 anniversary Fives figure. I think it's good value, even though it's only a hallway scene, but it's the most iconic hallway scene. Y'all know I love the dioramas. This reminds me of the dioramas, so I'm good on that front. And then I also like the fact that this set has less than a 2-year shelf life. But up until recently, I had not picked any up because I was really thinking it would hit a very, very big discount. Even though it's number one on our table, I've seen a lot of hot and cold comments on it, and I didn't want to pick it up for $40, and I got lucky and picked up 10 of them from Macy's for $20 each. Actually, the first 2 are supposed to be delivered today. Fingers crossed that all 10 come through. And looking at camel.com, third-party listing is almost $60 right now, and recently it went out of stock on Amazon when they had it on sale for about $33, and it jumped up to $65. I like what I see there, especially at my $20 buy-in. And especially when Fives is valued at $15, and then the rest of the minifigures average $3 to $5 each. That's about $35 total in minifigures in this set. Second on the table is the Target exclusive Invisible Hand. 32 total mentions on the year, 17 of which were in Q2. That's a lot. And the enthusiasm score has increased from 2 to 2.2 to 2.3. This is a Target exclusive, which is great. I put the store exclusive sets in parentheses after the set number and name, and the R in parentheses in front of the set number and name means that according to Brick Fanatics and Brick Tap, that it is expected to retire at the end of this year. Of course, that isn't guaranteed, but we are pretty late in the year, so I think this list is pretty solid. This new Starship collection, the MIDI scale ships, is a really good new sub-theme, but some of the builds have been disappointing and extremely overpriced. This one is very good at $50, and it's been on sale a couple times for $29.99. I think it was a week or so ago at Target at that price. On camel.com, only third-party sellers because, again, the Target exclusive, but it's been up to $65. So definitely a discount set, and I think the $30 price point we've seen a couple times is a great place to start. Third on the table is this Wednesday and Ended Brickheadz set, 28 mentions, but I think a lot of those are because it's been on sale a lot recently. Notice the E-score dropped from 2 down to 1.5. This is an absolute pass for me. Even at the 40% off at lego.com, it's been 40% off for a really long time. So obviously the demand is very low, and I worry that most of the purchases are resellers, so the supply is going to be very high on the secondary market. On top of that, this is our not top sets table with all of the 0 enthusiasm scores, and this set has 4 mentions against so far. A couple more Brickheadz sets. I think these ones are okay. I am cooling a fair amount on Brickheadz. I liked them a lot more a few years ago. when we had the Minecraft sets, and then recently with the Sonic and the Lord of the Rings series. But most of what's retiring this year doesn't grab me as anything too special. So Tom and Jerry, it'll probably grow a little bit in value. Definitely adorable characters. I'd grab this if it was 40% off, or if there was a good gift with purchase and I needed another $15 to get over the threshold. But it has 26 mentions with an E-score of 2. And then the next one, which seems to be a lot more popular, does have a higher enthusiasm score, but only 24 mentions, is the Star Wars Clone Commander Cody. It's a really good build. I don't have any Brickheadz in my personal collection. My kids have a bunch of the Harry Potter ones, but I don't really like building these. But I do recognize this is a good design and looks pretty cool. But the reason I'm cooling on Brickheadz is because other than a few rare examples, a lot of the recently retired sets have barely moved. Yes, this Sonic 2-pack, $20 to $27. Not great, but it did retire less than a year ago. The Spring Festival Mickey has barely grown. The Lord of the Rings sets are actually only doing okay. I thought they would have done about $8 more each by this point. Tusken Raiders only up to $13. Cruella and Maleficent has barely moved. Moana and Merida, the same. The Disney 100 is down from 40 to 21. Ahsoka, that retired almost 2 years ago, has only moved from 10 to 1562 on Brickset. The Lego exclusive Imperial Dropship versus Rebel Scout Speeder. This is an awesome set. 24 mentions total, started out with a 2.5 E-score. It's down to a 2.1 enthusiasm score. But $40, 383 pieces, 7 minifigures, 3 of them are unique. Cutie Katie is almost $20, and then the rest of them are $5 or less, but still a good selection. I'm up to 6 of these sets. I have been a little bit cautious because I was worried that way too many people would invest in it. But now I am really excited about it because it did go 40% off briefly, but it's been sold out for a long time. It looks like it is not coming back. And I was very fortunate. The last 2 that I ordered were on back order for a very long time. I saw other people posting that Lego was canceling their orders on this set, but my 2 just came in yesterday. So there's my second to last one and my last one. At 40% off, I'm thinking my ROIs could be well over 100%. I love the Star Wars mechs. I get the metrics here. Lots of mentions because it's Star Wars and it's still a unique concept, and we're all wondering how the first wave is ultimately going to do. But the first wave has not taken off quickly, so low enthusiasm score on this one. Plus, the most recent Darth Maul mech has jumped up to an $18 retail price. And then if we look at the original wave, Darth Vader, they all were $16 and they're all around their retail price. Boba Fett and then the Stormtrooper. I still think these could all be $40 sets, but maybe it's 5 years in the future. At least they're small and really easy to store. So for this one, it's a discount set for me. $10 or less, I'm going to grab a few. More Brickheadz, this adorable Dumbo. I do want to get some of these. I don't have any yet. I'm waiting for Lego Black Friday and end of year's GWPs and deals. And I imagine I'll need to add a couple of these here or there to get across the thresholds. The Droideka, $65. Overpriced for me. 4.2 on Brickset is actually not too bad because I think it's kind of ugly and I think it's actually a little overhyped. I know the E-scores are really low, but the mentions are kind of high for me. I do hear some people say this is going to be a great investment. I'm very skeptical. I know that occasionally previous droids have done okay, but many of them have not done okay or have been very long hold times. I don't have any of these. I tried, but Walmart, I think it was, canceled my order when they were like 70% off. Oh well, can't win them all. But unless I see this for 65% off, I'm not getting any because it's been on sale a bunch of times. Iron Spider-Man, Brickheadz, same story as the others. I might grab a couple. Interesting though, the enthusiasm score has dropped from a 2.2 down to a 1.8 throughout the year. The Star Wars multi-pack Brickheadz. These multi-packs continue to fascinate me. This one is currently 20% off at lego.com. It's been that way for a while. I think I'll grab a few at 40% off if it does get there. Obviously no mentions in Q1 because it just came out in April of this year, but a bunch of mentions in Q2 and then a few more in Q3. Low enthusiasm score. That's because the first one of this kind of mini sub-theme had 5 characters retailed for $40 and Brickset is showing 33. That's about right if you look on eBay. I got 19 of these at 40% off and I still don't know what to do with them. I could make like $5 to $10 each, but I think I'm going to hold and wait. And then last year's Phantom Menace, I didn't get nearly as many. I only got 5, but at 40% off. $55 retail and $50 showing on Brickheadz. That's not as bad. So for this one, I'm going to learn my lesson a little bit based on the first two, but not completely. Again, 40% off, I'm going to grab a few. The less than 1 year shelf life has got to account for something, but maybe they're a long hold time. But look at General Grievous. That is so awesome. Again, not for me personally, but I do appreciate the builds. Fortnite Durburger, 17 mentions, 1.6 enthusiasm score. I am passing on it. Some people are grabbing it to pair with the other Fortnite sets. I do think some of the other Fortnite sets will do well, but this one's so small, no minifigures, and it's been on sale for well below $10 a few times. Ahsoka Tano's Duel on Peridia. Awesome set to me, again, because it looks like a diorama. I love the minifigures, but $55 is way overpriced. That's reflected in the 3.7 on Brick set. It has been on sale a lot. So I think for this one to have any chance as a good investment, I'd have to pick it up for at least 60% off. But of course, I already have one for personal collection. Our first Speed Champions sets. The buzz and investment popularity around Speed Champions is decreasing rapidly, mostly because of the massive price increases we've experienced the last couple years. But this one has 16 total mentions and a 1.6 enthusiasm score. This Mustang Dark Horse is actually a really good build. I just built it like a week and a half ago. Not too many stickers, which is nice every now and then, even though I actually don't mind the stickers at all on the Speed Champions. I think it makes them all look really cool. But I'm going to stick with my same policy on Speed Champions. If I get them for less than $14, then I will pick them up. Otherwise, I'm most likely to pass, other than the occasional special one that might be related to a movie or some other licensed theme. The big question is, how many of these new $27 Speed Champions will we be able to find for less than $14? I haven't had good luck so far, but I'm not giving up hope. But here's the reason why Speed Champion investing is cooling right now. The wave that retired last year, some were $25, some were $20, are still at or below MSRP. The Ferrari 812, $21, the Pagani Utopia, $18, $19, the Porsche 963, $19. This is an interesting one to watch, not retiring this year, and it's going to have a really long shelf life. And then the $20 sets that retired last year are just up a couple of dollars. Actually, the Lotus is down, but I have still had good luck. The James Bond Aston Martin, I picked up a bunch for $12, and it's showing 26 on Brickset. The Koenigsegg Jesko, I picked up like 30 of these at $10, showing $21 on Brickset. I've sold a few so far at $20. That's 100% ROI, just locally on Marketplace, really easy. So these I'll still be holding on to for a little while, but I'm already in the 100% ROI zone, so that's great. The Chevy Corvette 2-pack did really well, and these retailed for $30, $15 per. Those prices are long gone, showing $45 today. And then, of course, the Fast and Furious Dom's Charger. I got a bunch of these at $13 and $14 and sold them locally for $35. I only have my one left for my personal collection. I haven't built it yet. Monkey D. Luffy Brickheadz from One Piece. 14 mentions, 2.3 enthusiasm score. I totally get it. It's going to have a 5-month shelf life. It's one of 2 first wave One Piece Brickheadz, so we have no idea how it's going to do. But it seems like it could be flying way under the radar, and if there's any demand in the future, there would be a good ROI. So it's high risk, high reward. I don't have any yet, but I'm sure I'll get some before the end of the year. More Speed Champions. This one's 76923, the Lamborghini Lambo V12 Vision Gran Turismo, the concept car. I just built this one a few days ago too. I loved the build on this set, and I really love this set. 14 mentions. The E-score has dropped from a 2.3 down to a 2.0. I think it's flying under the radar, and I also think it's one that has a good chance at finding good discount. I've already given you what I think about all of this year's Speed Champions in general, but I do want to show you some demand numbers on Amazon. 6,000 of the F1 Red Bull in the last month, 9,000 of the Nissan Fast and Furious. Of course, it is on sale for $18. 5,000 for the new Bugatti. The 2-packs are doing pretty well. 3,000, 2,000, 3,000 for this group. 7,000 per month for the Ferrari F1. And then all the way down here, we have the Lambo V12. Yes, it is on sale for $21.55, but $7,000 per month. And I know a lot of the ones we've already looked at have also been on sale. but that is a big demand number to me. And even though this set does get mentions in the videos that I watch, overall, I still feel like it's flying a little bit under the radar because it's a concept car and pretty different from the other Speed Champion sets. Bowser's muscle car, awesome little build. The R-July means that it retired this last July, so it's unlikely any of us will find these out in the wild, but I still want to talk about it this year just in case. 14 mentions, 1.9 enthusiasm score. I love it because I knew it would be on huge discount at Walmart. I think I was only able to get a couple, but I know some folks out there got this set for much better than 50% off. And it fits in well with this new Mario Kart sub theme that I think is really, really cool. You've got Yoshi's bike, the standard card, Donkey Kong, the Baby Mario and Baby Luigi 2-pack. I mean, these cars and builds are just adorable. A lot of play features. Mario Kart is so popular. Toad's Garage, a Grand Prix set. I'm excited about all of these when they do retire because I see Walmart putting them on big, big discount. And although this one isn't exactly compatible, it fits in nicely. And I could see a lot of people wanting to collect all of the small Mario vehicles. Brickheadz Batman 8-in-1. All the Brickheadz are Lego exclusive. I should have mentioned that earlier. 14 mentions, 1.6 enthusiasm score. Yeah, this is a pass. It's $25 basically for one Brickhead. Yes, there are extra pieces, so you can pick one of 8 that there are directions for. And I've heard that with not adding many more other pieces, maybe from Bricklink or some, you can build a second one. So maybe there is some value there. And also you can build the original Batman Brickhead that is super valuable. So I get the appeal, but I'm still concerned with the price point. However, looking at eBay, there is some data here we do need to watch out for, which is this November 7th sale, $30 before shipping and fees, but still somebody's willing to pay more than retail for it. Here's one for $28, $20 with almost $10 of shipping. So it's around $25 or $30 with shipping included. Surprising that it's selling over retail price, but I worry that it's not going to go much more than about $35. So I think although it should return a profit, it's only going to be a few dollars in the long run. Brickheadz Potted Groot, definite pass for me. And same with this Star Wars Obi-Wan Darth Vader 2-pack. This one's been out since 2022. I'm surprised it has 13 mentions this year and that the E-score isn't in the 1.0 range. The 2023 McLaren F1 retired in July. Low enthusiasm score. That's because a new 2024 version came out that does look better. And then here's one of those 2024 version, the Kick Sauber F1 team. This is the only one of the 10 that's retiring this year. A low 1.6 enthusiasm score with 12 mentions. I like all of the F1s, again, at the less than $14 price point. I definitely want all from personal collection. But I do hear a lot of people talking about how the Ferrari, Mercedes, Red Bull, and maybe one other will be the more popular ones because those are the popular teams. And then the other teams are the also-rans that nobody's going to care about. But I think a lot of people will still want a full collection. But the buy-in price is critical here. One, the Audi S1 e-tron Quattro, 11 mentions, 2.2 enthusiasm score. It's a great build. It's a great set. So same story with the Speed Champions. The Cozy House that retired in July, ugly set. Next time you talk to DG Bricks, let them know I said that. It's not available anymore unless you find one in the wild, but I absolutely am passing on it. The Architecture New York City set, 11 mentions, a low 1.6 enthusiasm score. I like that because I am going in on this set. $60. I'm getting it when it's 40% off. It's been out since 2016. So I mean, we're getting close to a decade shelf life here. But if a set's out this long, then the demand must be really, really high. So I see this set being popular for decades to come. But it does have 3 mentions against on our not top sets table. But that's all the way back in Q1. Red Panda May Brickheadz, I'll be passing on that one. One Piece Buggy the Clown Brickheadz, 10 mentions, 9 of which in the last quarter. 2 enthusiasm score. This is one that I also want to keep an eye on. The other one from One Piece, really unique build. Speed Champions Aston Martin 2-pack, 10 mentions, 1.7 enthusiasm score. I love it. I'll pick it up at $30. Everybody's got to have the safety car with all of the F1s that we're having out there. Land Rover Classic Defender, 9 mentions, good enthusiasm score 2.3 and then 2.1. I think this one is a little bit of a sleeper. Other than the few videos that I watched that mention it, I don't think anybody's picking it up. Low price point at $15. Kind of fits in with Speed Champions. I could see picking it up for 10 and selling it for 25 pretty easily. Ironman MK5 Speed Champions, 9 mentions, 1.9 enthusiasm score. Most likely I'm passing on this one. Ambush on Mandalore Battle Pack, 9 mentions, 1.8 enthusiasm score. I know it has 4 minifigures and a little bit of terrain for $20, but even on 40% off, I'm passing. It'd have to be 60% off for me. Minecraft The Fox Lodge, I'm passing on. And same story with this one and a lot of sets that I say I'm passing on. A couple years ago, I was saying if I saw a set for 50% off, pretty much I'd buy it. Now it's more like 60 to 65% off, and I'd be pretty much buying it. And that does happen. So even though I say it's a pass, it doesn't mean I won't ever pick it up. And same story with this one, Paz Vizsla and Moff Gideon Battle. I do have one for personal collection. It was a cool scene, but $40 is way overpriced. And this one is down at 1.4 enthusiasm score. The City Lifeguard truck for $25. Yeah, a little spendy, but City sets can always be gotten at 20% off. 4.4 on brick set. I agree with that. I was going to say that I really like the build, and at a good discount, I would pick this one up. 9 mentions and only a 1.3 enthusiasm score. I think that's crazy low. I think there is some potential here. It reminds me of the Target exclusive sailboat sets that we've had 1 or 2 of the last bunch of years. They tend to go on good discount, and then nobody has them, and they go up in price a little bit. The NASCAR Speed Champions, the low 1.1 enthusiasm score, but 9 mentions. I get it. This definitely has a more narrow audience. Me being a huge racing and NASCAR fan, I love the build. I wish they would given us maybe different sticker sheets and changed out a few of the pieces so we could get, like 4 of them that look different enough to have a little bit of a lineup. My kids got me one of these for Father's Day, and it's sitting right over there, and I need to build it. So hopefully soon. Maybe I'll do that now that the NASCAR season is over. And the end of the season this year was just a travesty. So painful. NASCAR definitely has to fix some things with their last 10 race playoff or chase plan or whatever they're going to do. So it sounds like they are going to. But so frustrating. What otherwise was a pretty good season with a lot of good racing. The Star Wars overpriced 4+ set, definitely a pass for me. 8 mentions, 1.4 enthusiasm score. With 7 mentions, but a 2, then 2.5, and now 2.4 enthusiasm score is Baby Bumpy Ankylosaurus, the small brick-built dinosaurs from the Jurassic World theme. I don't love these sets, but I do have 5 of this one because I found them at Walmart for $10. That's a steal, getting them at that price. And I think this could go up to about $30 or $35. I do see the appeal, and I think there is some demand out there. A superheroes mech, there's always 3 or 4 of these that retire every year. This one is Superman and Lex Luthor. For $15, though, 2 minifigures. That's a step up from some of the ones in the past. 7 mentions, a low 1.3 enthusiasm score, only a 3.9. I'm surprised. I feel like that's decent value, and it's a pretty good-looking mech. You've heard me say this before. If I find the mechs for 50% off, I grab them. They actually sell pretty good locally for me for about $20. The $10 London bus, definitely a pass. I don't know why it has a 2.2 enthusiasm score. Seems way too high. I don't see much value in this above the $10 retail price. City Construction Excavator. You guys know I like this set a lot, but I like the mobile crane much better. That one is $110. Hasn't been on sale as much. This one has been on sale now a few times at pretty good discount. Recently, I think at Target for, was it about 40% off? So I do have, I think 4 of these at this point at really good discount. But now that I'm seeing more discounts, I am going to slow down on it. But it does have 6 mentions with an E-score of 2. Hogwarts Castle Dueling Club, passing on this, 6 mentions, 1.7. Not much value here, but many of the Harry Potter sets will go 50% off at Target eventually, right before they retire. This one I'd still probably pass on, but some of the others at 50 or more off, I'll be getting them. Captain America Red Hulk Brickheadz 2-pack, not my favorite, so probably passing. Hogwarts Potions Class, 6 mentions, 1.3 enthusiasm score. Very expensive for the volume of stuff. I know it's 397 pieces with 4 minifigures, but Harry Potter minifigures usually don't have that much value because there aren't that many characters in Harry Potter. So it's a lot of repeats, a lot of small pieces in here. That's why I don't think it's good value for volume of stuff. And we've had one recent potions class and maybe one a long time ago. So I don't know what all we'd want to do with this one other than maybe it connects into some other builds, but still not for me. The Batman mech armor, this one is $15, but only one minifigure, so I can see why it has lower mentions further down our table. Architecture Skyline Paris, this one doesn't have quite as long a shelf life as New York. It's been out since 2019, so still very long. $50, definitely a big discount set for me. I don't have any of these yet, and I probably won't get any, even though I think there is a decent chance, but not as good as New York set. 5 mentions, 2 enthusiasm scores, so average, but it's dropped from a 2.5 earlier in the year. The $15 Botanical Daffodils, 5 mentions, 1.4 enthusiasm score. I do have a few botanical sets here and there. Most of them haven't retired yet. I'm actually starting to think that I may never invest in many botanical sets other than the occasional 50, 60% off that I find randomly in a store. Yes, they are super popular and they sell like crazy on Amazon. So huge demand, but Lego just makes more and more and more, and they're starting to not even look that different. So why would somebody go back and pay a premium for a set when new ones are going to be similar enough? The Bark Speeder Escape, 5 mentions, did have a 1.0 enthusiasm score, but it is up to 1.4. Big pass for me other than the 12 that I own because I got them, at like $10, $12? I forget. I talked about it in a previous video. So this is an example of absolutely not getting it other than that 60% or more off situation, and then I'll go for it. Another 2 minifigure mech, this time Spider-Man and Ant-Man. Again, the mech looks really good. Buckbeak, 5 mentions, 1.4 enthusiasm score. Not one I'm excited about. I guess the build is decent, but I don't think it fits in well with the ones that are kind of similar. This Hedwig that retired back in 23, but Barnes & Noble had it in stock up until maybe 6 months ago. So tons of zombie stock with this set. But even with that, $40 retail, showing $52 on Brickset. The Hungarian Horntail retailed for $50 and only $52 on Brickset. But then Dumbledore's Phoenix retailed for $40 and showing $80 on Brickset. I just don't see this one following the general path of those 3. Creator 3-in-1 Tropical Ukulele. It's an adorable little set. Honestly, I would enjoy building this one, but I don't see the demand for it, even though it has a 2.3 enthusiasm score with only 4 mentions and a 4.2 on Brickset and only $30 for 387 pieces. There are no minifigures, and I feel like it's just going to come and go and be forgotten in the 3-in-1 line. The small $10 Lego exclusive Vespa, passing on that one. 76421 Dobby the House Elf. I've liked this one since the beginning of the year, or really since it came out, and I still generally like this set. 4 mentions, 1.8 enthusiasm score. I did pick up a few recently at good discount. Definitely better than the $28 on Amazon, but check this out, 7,000 sold at $28 recently. The demand is there, and I think it's a little bit of a sleeper. And on Camel, it did pop up to about $50 very briefly. But it does have 7 mentions against. None in Q3, but high mentions against, which I actually kind of like. I think it pushes it more into a sleeper. Baby Pig's birthday celebration from Minecraft. These brick-built figures for $20. 4 mentions, low 1 and 1.5 enthusiasm score, but it is a Lego exclusive, so kind of interesting set. The Money Tree, also a Lego exclusive, 4 mentions, 1.5, definitely passing on this one. The John Deere Forage Harvester, 4 mentions, 1.5. I still like the John Deere sets. Longer hold times. I did grab 4 of these at 50% off from Walmart. The 2 Soapbox Racing car sets, both with 4 mentions, 1.5 enthusiasm score. Pizza versus Fire Truck. A lot going on for $10. I do like that, but too low price of a set for me to get into. And then this one, Airplane versus the Hospital Bed Race. And then a couple Harry Potter sets also with 4 mentions and 1.5 enthusiasm score. Hogwarts Castle Boathouse. I think this one would do great if I could pick it up at $15. And then this Hogwarts Castle set with a bunch of owls. I'm not going to say that word anymore because I stumble through it every time and I sound like an idiot. I think this one would be pretty good too at about a $20 buy-in price. Creator 3-in-1 Sea Animals. It is a Walmart exclusive. This is the first of a few sets with 4 mentions and a 1.3 enthusiasm score. Definitely passing on this one. The latest Batmobile, Harley Quinn, and Mr. Freeze. $60, 435 pieces and 3 minifigures. Way overpriced. A lot of people don't like it for that reason, but also a lot of people don't like the color and the shaping, I think, of the front end. So that's why only 4 mentions with the 1.3. Definitely a discount set for me, but I could see this one surprising some people because all the Batmobiles are different and a lot of people like to collect all the different styles, and this is one that could be in the collection. Spider-Man versus Sandman, the final battle that connects with set 76261. Even though it has that tie-in, I still don't see much value in this one. The Speed Champions BMW 2-pack retails for $45. I'd like this one for about $25. And then one more set with 4 mentions, but only an E-score of 1, is this Animal Crossing set Bunny's Outdoor Adventure, retails for $20. A lot of these Animal Crossing sets have been on sale a lot. I'm passing on all of them. Yeah, they're unique, adorable. Maybe Animal Crossing will be popular in the future and nobody will have invested in these. Good, unique minifigures, but I just don't want to take the risk. And now a list of sets with only 3 mentions. First one has a 2.3 enthusiasm score, the Majestic Tiger. I'm going to be passing on most of the sets that remain on this table, but this one actually could be of interest. It's been out since 2022, so a long hold time, but a really nice build. Minecraft The Wolf Stronghold, no interest for me. Adorable Dogs. I love this set because the B model and the C model are 2 more dogs each, so I could see people buying 3 for the 7 different dogs. $30 is a pretty good deal for 475 pieces and what all you get in the box. I was so proud when I grabbed a few of these at 50% off, but it just went 50% off online somewhere, I think Amazon or something. And so now I feel like everybody's going to be getting them at the same price that I got them, and that great discount suggests it's not selling too well, so the demand must be low. So now I'm not too excited about this one. Bergonian Storm Village, the third of 3 in a row that had 3 mentions with an E-score of 2. Decent minifigures, kind of a thin build, discount set. And now 6 sets with an E-score of 1.7. I'm not interested in any of these. The Minecraft Turtle Beach House. The Creator 3-in-1 Mighty Dinosaur that's been out since 2017. This is like the highest selling toy on Amazon year after year. The Red Dragon, tiny little set. Elphaba and Glinda from Wicked. Wicked and Wednesday sets blend together for me, whether they're the Brickheadz or the Brick Built sets. I don't see the demand for either of those themes. Yellow Travel Suitcase. War Machine Mech Armor. I did grab a few of these around $6, and I actually like this one because of all the gunmetal gray pieces and because War Machine as a mech just looks cool. The Target exclusive Moana's Flower Pot is the first of 3 with a low 1.3 enthusiasm score. Minions and Banana Car. I do love the Minions minifigures, or figures, I guess. And then the Venom and Miles Morales 2 minifigure mech. And then the last 2 sets with 3 mentions have only a 1 enthusiasm score. And this first one, the Fire Rescue Plane, I think this is a darn good set. Yeah, 55 is too much. But if I saw it for $35, I would pick it up. Very playable, nice little side build terrain with some action features, and the plane just looks awesome. I love the aerodynamic ridges tying down the wings, and then the top-mounted engines look really beefy. And then this $20 Aragog Harry Potter set that's very similar to the last one that didn't retire too long ago. Now all the sets with 2 mentions, the first 2 have a 2.5 enthusiasm score. The Christmas tree, this set is horrid. And don't get me wrong, I love my Christmas decorations, and of course I love Christmas and the Christmas season, but this Lego set is awful. Lego listened to us and they made a new Christmas tree set, And I honestly think that one's even worse. It is ugly and it is over $300. So if somebody could design like an $80 Christmas tree set that looks organic, doesn't have weird tapering and shaping, maybe in the ideas line, I know Lego would never pick that up, but if somebody could create one of those, they would make a mint because we have a severe gap in a good Lego Christmas tree set these days. All right, now that I got that off my chest, I do like this set, Jay's Mech Battle Pack. It comes with 4 minifigures and a mech for $10. That's amazing. I don't understand why it's only the 3.9 on brick set. I actually have a couple of these because I needed to get over Lego.com thresholds recently for the gift with purchase. Now a long list of sets with an E-score of 2.0, Team Spidey, Dino Crawler Rescue. Not a set I would normally pick up, but I do have 2 of these, I think at $10 from Walmart. Minecraft The Frog House. This one actually looks kind of cool, but still a pass for me. Badlands Mineshaft, good to see some more Minecraft cart sets. Some of these have done okay in the past. Santa's Delivery Truck, I still think this is an awesome set for $20. If it does retire at the end of this year, most sets are locked in, I think, but this one is still a big question mark, but this could be a huge sleeper, and it goes very nicely with Christmas layouts and all of the Winter Village sets. The Donut Truck, kind of cool, but nothing special, so passing. Tournament Battle Arena, $50. 6 minifigures, 659 pieces. Seems like a really good value Ninjago set. I've got a few on good discount. Ninjago Rasen Aaron Super Stormjet. Cool build, but nothing special for investing. This Iron Man and Hydra basically battle pack for $20. I'm surprised it only has 2 mentions. I know the minifigures aren't that special, but I feel like it's decent value for that price. Only a 3.6 on brick set. Not one that I've looked that much into. Iron Man and Ultron mech. This one looks a little thin to me, but still not bad for $15. Dinosaur Fossils T-Rex Skull. There is more than one in this sub-theme, which I thought Lego would do when this one came out, and I was excited about this set, but I have cooled a lot on it. There seems to be very little interest. I've seen it on good discount at Walmart and sitting on the shelves, so I'm passing. And then the next bunch on the list are definite passes for me. The Windmill Farm, the Mercedes AMG F1 Technic Pullback, City Jungle Explorer Truck. Seems like a decent amount going on for $35 with the animal mold there. Minions Music Party Bus, ugly set. Brick Built Gru and the Minions. This one could have some interest to me. I would want it for about $30, but there could be something here. Baby and Rocket Groot, atrocious set. Steve's Desert Expedition, cheap little set, nothing worth paying attention to. The Nether Portal Ambush, way overpriced at $38. Surface Space Loader, this is a small one in this series. I get it, nothing too special there. And I forgot to say, we're now down into the sets with 2 mentions and only 1 enthusiasm score. Target exclusive Space Science Lab was on the retirement list last year. That could have been interesting, but now it's been out too long, so definitely a pass. Captain America versus Red Hulk battle, very much like the X-Men jet. Kind of cool ship and build and minifigures, but $55 for 223 pieces. The one big fig does not push this into a high price point, so even at really good discount, I feel like there's not much room for growth. This Knuckles Sonic Action Play set. Some of these might be okay on huge discount because of the minifigures. Fly with Dodo Airlines is a pass. And then the last one with an E-score of 2 has already retired back in July. It's this Green Goblin construction figure, showing $24 on brick set. I was always saying if we get it for around $15 or $17, there might be something here because it is a special brick built action figure. Most of the brick built action figures are not that good, but this one's kind of cool. And now the sets with 1 mention. Most of these are passes, but not all. First one with an E-score of 3, again, only 1 mention, is Santa's Sleigh, the Reindeer Battle Pack. Been out since 2021, so way too long of a shelf life. Absolutely a pass. Everyone is awesome with a 2 E-score. Been out since 2021, so too long of a shelf life. Mobile Police Dog and Training. Construction Trucks and Wrecking Ball Crane. 4+ set, $60. I don't see where there's room to grow. The Soapbox Racing Ramp to go with the other 2 sets we looked at. And this one comes with 2 more cars, the hot dog and the toilet, right? I would have loved all of these as a kid. Very playable, but I just don't see the investment potential. The City Tractor with Trailer. So it's a pass, but I did just get 3 of these for $10, I think, off of Amazon. I wish I could remember all of the deals and places that I got them and when I got them, but it's hard. There's so many sets out there. But yeah, I got 3 of these. At 50% off, I might resell them, but honestly, I got them knowing that I'd be happy to have them in my personal collection because of the sheep. And I think those are youngin sheep, right? But either way, it's 4 animals and 2 minifigures for $10 and a pretty good tractor build. The Donkey Kong Mario Kart set we talked about, 1 year shelf life. I have not seen this one on discount yet, but around $15 or $20, I would grab it. Batman construction figure and Batpod, ugly set, passing. Spider-Man's race car with Venom and Green Goblin, $35, 227 pieces and 3 minifigures. Overpriced, but actually a really cool set. I do have 4 of these really cheap from Walmart a few months ago. Shadows Escape. Nothing exciting here. And same thing with Knuckles Guardian Mech. Another Animal Crossing set. I pass on all these, like I said. Spider-Man's car and Doc Ock. I like the minifigures for $10, but it's 4+ set, so passing. Team Spidey Web Spinner Headquarters. The previous sets in this sub-theme haven't done great, but decent minifigures, so it's a big discount set. And we're nearing the bottom of the table. All these sets now have 1 mention with an E-score of 1. Some Minecraft sets, the Armory, the Pirate Ship Voyage, the Cherry Blossom Garden, this mini Disney Sleeping Beauty Castle. I'm surprised it only has 1 mention. 1.5 shelf life. It's part of a series. There's like 6 of them now in the series. I love the concept, but these mini scale sets just don't do well, even in other themes like Harry Potter. So as much as I want these to do well, and as much as I'd like to have them all for my personal collection, I'm passing on these because the previous ones that have already retired have not done well. Technic Off-Road Racing Buggy actually looks pretty fun for $20. Antonio's Animal Sanctuary from Encanto, I'm passing. Twirling Ariel, this $10 set. I should probably just take this one off my list, but it is adorable. But I am passing. The Construction Steamroller, I like it because I like the other construction sets that are retiring this year. And I probably will get some because I could see pairing them up with the other 2 larger sets. Maybe it doesn't get me much ROI on this set, but if I'm selling it with the others, it might help boost the sales on the others. Fire truck with rescue boat, another decent fire truck and fire related set. Very aggressive truck build here. I like that. The little camping layout, good action features, a little water, just a touch of water there to go with the rib boat. Yeah, $20. I'd probably pick a few up. Off-road police car chase. This is a Kohl's exclusive. It's funny, I really like the fire sets, but the police sets just don't do much for me. I think it's the color schemes. As a kid, I would have loved to play with this, but as an adult, not as much interest in building it, and I don't see as much appeal on the resale market. The wheel loader, same story as a steamroller. Maybe I'll do some different groupings. This one, the steamroller and the excavator or the mobile crane, maybe switch them out. But I want to get this for about $7. Iron Spider-Man construction figure. I already talked about the construction figures and how they don't do well, so passing on that. This is a tiny little parts pack, nothing special with this 4-privet drive. Dinosaur Mission, Stegosaurus Discovery. I have 5 of these at 50% off. Should return me about $20 per unit. Animal Crossing Isabella's House Visit, and then 2 sets that have already retired, Izzy's Dream Animals and Rocket's Warbird versus Ronin. I actually grabbed 3 of these at Walmart for really cheap, and I hemmed and hawed about whether I should get them. But if this brick set number is correct at $32, then I'm glad I got them because I think I was down around $15 each. All right, now time to wrap up with my top 3 from everything on this list. And I have to say it was kind of hard to pick my top 3. I did not pick many from the top of this table. So in 3rd place is the Imperial Dropship versus Rebel Scout Speeder. It's 6th on the table, and I probably wouldn't have picked it normally other than the fact that it is out of stock on lego.com, which I know is kind of a cop-out because now I'm saying I really like it as an investment, but now we can't get it anywhere. But maybe somebody will find a couple more out there in the wild. Of course, if it does come back on lego.com with a bunch available in stock, then I would be changing my tune. But I am very excited about the ones that I already have. In 2nd place, a fair amount further down the table, is the Speed Champions Lambo V12. You heard me gush about it. I think we'll be able to get a decent sale price on it. I love it. And then in 1st place, about 10 more sets down the table, I am going with the New York City Architecture Skyline set. It is in my top 10 power rankings video. The demand is crazy, crazy high. People love to visit New York City, a cultural mecca. These buildings are iconic. So maybe a little bit of a high risk, high reward, but the discount prices we've been able to get on it, I am super excited about it. Thanks a lot for watching. That's a wrap, and let me know in the comments where you agree. Let me know the sets that you have picked up or want to still pick up, and most importantly, let me know in the comments where you think my analysis is bonkers and you totally disagree. Other than that, I will see you in the next one. Oh, and don't forget, my videos are for entertainment purposes only. I do not provide financial advice. You got to get that from somebody else.